Hey, hey. Um, Happy Friday, y'all. I feel like every week I have to give the disclaimer that it took so much effort for me to get for me to come on live, but I'm here. I'm here to say that I did it, and I feel like the way that I have been feeling lately is directly in alignment with the topic for today. So, yeah, it's in line with the topic today. I don't really know what to say about it. This week was my birthday week. Um, oh, I gotta put this up that I'm live. Let me share it. Oh, someone's here. I don't know who it is. Hey, India. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I was laying down and I thought I was playing. Like I thought that I was just going to rest for a second and I legit slept. I don't know how long I was asleep, but I slept for a second. So that was concerning. I didn't realize I was that tired, but I guess it's been a full day. So, you know, but this week, my birthday was on Monday. I am now in my 30s officially, meaning I am literally 30. But it was cool. I went rock climbing, which I believe set me up for the rest of the week to be tired. Because it's just been this whole week, I've been exhausted. But it was so much fun. I had so much fun. There's this gym that's around the corner from my house, and it's called Rap Rocks. It's named after the Rappahannock River, which goes through our city. And so I went there, and they had all of these different walls, these different rock walls. So you had some that were like a free climb where you didn't have to be attached to like the cable. And then there was another wall that was a little bit higher that you had a harness on and you were attached to like an auto belay. I don't know how to pronounce it the right way, y'all. Belay. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it like holds your weight. It supports you as you climb up the wall. So if you go down, it like adjusts to your body weight and it lets you down gently. So it was pretty dope. But I underestimated the amount of energy that you need to be able to sustain climbing a wall. Is a full body workout. Literally full body. All of my body was it was involved in this whole situation. But it was cool. It was cool. Ended up staying there for like 30, maybe 40 minutes. Like it was not that long at all because I was tired and I underestimated just how long it was going to take me to actually be able to climb up these walls. And it was like these little kids that were climbing up and they were really making me feel bad about myself because they were climbing up these walls so quickly and I was embarrassed. I was like, wow, they're running circles around me. They're like going up this wall, they're climbing up to the top, running to the next wall, climbing up. So it was fun though, India. It was fun, but it was just crazy that these kids were running circles around me. And they were doing the hard walls. There were some where they had like this system that you can grade like the difficulty, and so there was it's like started at like 5.5, which the first five doesn't mean anything for some reason, but it was 5.5 to 5.10, and so the 5.5 is like the easiest one, and then you go up to 10, and that's the more challenging one. And so I ain't do 10. I ain't even get that close. I did 5.8, and I made it like about halfway. And I was like, a win is a win because it was way too difficult. It was way too difficult. But yeah, I had fun. I think that I'll definitely be going back. I don't know when I'm going back, but I'm going to definitely bring Kyrie with me next time I go. I think that he would have a really good time. And so it would just be fun to see him get to climb and get all his energy out and see how he enjoys it. So, but that was it. And then after that, it was just shopping, and that was pretty much my day. So I had like plans of doing some really really big things, because it's my 30th and I wanted to do just like the whole grand situation, but that's not how it worked out this year, and that's fine. I think that there's still time left in the year to celebrate just in general and to do something that I really want to do. But it was just nice to see all of the love from people and all the people like show up and tell me how like impactful I've been in their life and how much they care about me, and tell different stories about their experiences with me. That was all really encouraging to see, especially because so many of the people that I know now, I've met them online. So it is like there's just so many people who I don't get to see, and some people I haven't even met in person yet. Like there's a lot of y'all I've never met you in person, but we still have this really dope connection and this authentic relationship. And so it was just nice to be able to see that like all play out, and for people to take the time to just share that and love on me. So I told my friend at the end of the day that I felt like I was like love drunk. Like it was like I was just so filled with the love from people, and it was really good to feel that. So I appreciate that. That was like a really good way to start off this year. And at some point I'm going to do like a real reflection, and I'm gonna go through and just like talk about where I am now and the past 10 years of my life. I'm gonna do all of that soon, but that'll come whenever it comes, because this week it also ended up being spring break week. So nah, like it was just a lot going on this week. It was a lot going on this week. But yes, that was my birthday. That was this week. Just a lot. But I've been thinking about social media and the whole idea of detoxing. So if you are a part of the branding cohort, all right, so if you're a part of the branding cohort, then you already know that detoxing was a part of the program. It was a part of what we did. Is part of what we did in the beginning. And one of the things that I realized from the detox was that it was really necessary. Like it was a really necessary way to start. And so when I originally did it for the course, it was a week long detox, and it had me thinking, like, how many more people are in need of a detox like this? Like, how many of us have got too cluttered, and how many of us have gotten to a place where it's just too much going on, too much competing for our attention? And there are a lot of things that we have that we want to do, that we know that we're supposed to be doing, that we need to go ahead and implement. Hey, Tashi, that we need to go ahead and implement. And I think that's the part right there that I'm probably going to stick at. There's some stuff that we need to do that we're not doing because we're distracted by social media. Oh, whose business am I in? Because it's also my own. It is also my own business. So, y'all, this week has been a little struggly when it comes to me creating content. Last week also was struggly. I didn't actually create anything new. I got a lot of footage, But as in terms of editing the content, posting it, just really having a like clarity for what it's going to look like, I ain't have all that. I ain't have that. And I've been feeling like I'm almost playing catch up, but there's also things that I know that I need to do, especially when it comes to my business, that is going to require me to be more focused. And if I'm already behind, just imagine where I would be trying to take on a new endeavor or a new responsibility. And so one of the things that I noticed, and let me know if y'all do this too. I'll use social media to distract myself from the things that I'm supposed to do. So especially when it's related to content, marketing, things like that. So there were a few times where I was like, I need to edit this video, this footage that I got from a few weeks ago. And then instead of posting it, I'll start scrolling. Or I'll go and I'll be listening to someone's live instead of taking that time to think about what I should actually be creating or what I should be learning, because there's some programs that I need to learn. There are some techniques that I need to learn when it comes to content creation, like social media management. There are some programs that I need to get familiar with so that I can start to automate more of the things that I do. But the time that I would be spending learning these programs and developing a strategy, I've been spending that time on social media. And so it is very evident to me now that it is a problem. Okay, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. And so I, as much as it like pains me to say, it is time for a detox. It's time for a detox, and not like a cute, I'm going to take a break here, or I'm going to tell myself I'm only going to spend maybe like an hour, because we don't be honoring the time limits. I'm only going to spend an hour doing this and that. Like I need like a firm, like I need to just like flush this out so that I can start to shift my attention from what everybody else is doing and get it back on track to what I need to do and what I need to get accomplished, because I'm seeing it now that if I continue on in this same cycle, that I'm going to look up and it's going to be June and I didn't do a lot of the stuff that I said I was going to do. I love the way you keep it 100. That's how I gotta be, Irene. I gotta be. I be the example, y'all. When this stuff come to me, it's because I gotta do it too. I gotta do it too. And so the detox that we did in the branding cohort, it is going to be very similar, but I'm going to really put some intentionality behind the way that the detox is structured, because I really want to I really feel that it is necessary for us to catch it now, because I see like our I see our goals and our dreams just like slowly like seeping through our fingers. Like that's why I imagine like just everything that we said that we want to do is just like slipping through, and it's not a fast slip, but it's like a slow one. And before we know it, we're going to look up and our palms are going to be empty. Let me see what y'all are saying. So Irene said time blocking can be challenging. I struggle with following routine because they are so borrowing. I thrive on novelty. Oh, that's interesting. When I look at my usage, it was embarrassing. Yet I listen while I work, but most time I get behind and by past my time block schedule. Yeah, yeah. I mean that's the thing. That's the thing. So I there are so many different like tips that you can use to better manage the time. But here's my theory on this, y'all, because I've been in social media for a good little minute now. Not as long as some of like the bigger influencers, but it been about like consistently. It's been about 5 years, and this is a cycle that I have seen over and over again, right? And so I will start to attempt to like manage the time now. Like I'll start to try to whittle at the time and restrict it and constrain it. You know, we have the things where it sets the limits, and we have like our screen time limits where it'll give us a notification when we've gone past our screen time. And the thing about that is that it's all cute in the moment, but it's not sustainable. I don't sustain it. I don't honor the time. Like I don't even want to put no fancy language to it. I don't be honoring it. Like I might do well for maybe a day or two, but all of a sudden I'm ignoring those times. I'm adding on times. I'm going onto my browser and finding those apps, right? And it's almost like if I'm giving myself a way to find like an excuse or a way out, I'm gonna take it. And so the detox, and it would be the detox has always been the most effective way because it's almost like a shut it down and then reintroduce it in a better way. And that's what I have found has been the most effective strategy to start to rebuild the habits, because if I don't make it like accessible at all, like if it's not an option for me for a certain period of time, I'm now forced to find something else to do with that time. And that is what I have found is really the only way that I can come back to it and start to reintroduce like healthier time limits into what I got to do. Right now, let's be real. It's 2023. We know that at some point in time, we're going to probably get back to being online a lot more than we want to after the detox, right? But the point of us doing it right now or soon is that whatever we need to focus on right now, we can get it accomplished. And that's the goal. So I feel like I have to be really firm on I got to cut it out for a second. I got to shut it down because there is something else that needs my attention at the moment, and social media is distracting me. And so I feel that not making it an option at all for a period of time is going to help us get whatever it is that we've been slacking on done. And for a lot of us, because of what we do, I know that for many of us, the thing that needs our attention is going to probably be our business. Whether we're just starting it out, whether it's getting to a new level, whether it's being more comfortable with presenting your content, using your voice, being authentic, being original. I don't know what the specific reasons are for you just yet, but I do feel like she got to come soon because we're going to miss something. We're going to miss something if we don't. And so, and I don't want this to be something that like is scary or condemning, because it's not. And even if you decide that you don't want to do the detox, I hope that you do. But even if you decide that you don't want to, I think that even having something, and maybe even just having a day, something like figure out what that distraction is. What you're being distracted from, because I see it, y'all. Like remember, I see it's like it's in our hands and it's like slowly slipping out. And if we don't catch it now, it's going to slip through our fingers, and we're going to look up and we're going to have lost time, valuable time. So, yeah, that's what's been on my mind. It's been on my mind like pretty heavy. Like that detox that first week just like opened my mind up to like, ooh, we need more of this. And I mean, I was like dreading it. I was dreading it. I have a love hate relationship with TikTok. Well, not just TikTok, social media in general. But the idea of like detoxing from it and being disciplined is like, oh my gosh, that is going to be so challenging. But I've been feeling like I need one, a more firm one, and I know that I can't be the only person that feels like that. So during it though, which is why I was telling y'all I need to have I need this time so that I can start to learn how to get these like systems going, this automation going, because during that I want to learn how to have more of my posts automated, and I want to learn how to create content that literally does not require me to be online on a social media page at all. I want to be able to do that so that I can still have, I can still be showing up the way that I need to online, but I don't have to physically be there. I don't have to be scrolling. I could be doing something else because I know that there are some things that I just need to get done. So I want to be able to teach y'all those things too. I want to be able to show y'all how to set up automations and how to get like, webinar type things going, how to post your live so that they're replays and it can still give people that feeling of watching it live, but you don't have to literally be talking right now. Like I could have recorded this and then post it so that people can check on it later or watch it later, like a premiere, which YouTube allows you to do. I don't know if you knew that, but there's just so many different options for us to still show up without having to be there. And I realized how useful that was last week because I used this tool called repurpose.io, and it takes your content from different platforms and it cross posts for you. So I set up, I scheduled out posts to be put onto Instagram Reels from TikTok. So I had TikToks. I went through my feed and I chose 7 TikToks that I wanted to bring over to my Instagram. And so I set it up for the week on like a Sunday. And so it was posting my content for me throughout the week. And I was going onto Instagram and I was looking and I was like, oh, snap. I forgot that posted. And I ended up getting, I don't even remember what the engagement was or what the analytics were for it. I should find it so y'all can see. There were so many different, it was so much more engagement on there than I had had in a long time because I was just not posting over there. And it was because the idea of like trying to make a caption for it and finding the content and posting it manually, it was just all way too much work to keep up with every day. And so using repurpose and just using content that I already had from Instagram, from TikTok, I was able to, I'm about to bring it up, y'all. I was able to grow, I think it was maybe like 20, 24, 25 followers. The numbers in terms of views was really good. I had one reel that did what did it ended up doing? Like 10,000 views. And it was the old video. It was a video I made back in, well, not too old, but I made it back in February, an old TikTok video. So it was really helpful, and it let me see that it was possible. Like I literally really only had to be on there to engage, and that's it. And even with engagement is something that you can eventually outsource, or you can use things like for Instagram anyway, you can use the business suite to interact with people. So you don't have to actually be on there scrolling and doing any of that. It can just be you engaging like separately from them. Yeah, there's so many steps to log on. There's so many steps to log on to Instagram. I'm feeling like distracted because I'm trying to go back and forth, but I'm trying to look at my analytics and I have to put in another code and I'm waiting for that code to come in. But that's about the numbers. Let's see. In terms of accounts that were reached, I believe it was maybe like 14,000 accounts, new accounts were reached that were not my followers. The clicks on my link went up. Like in the last week, it got like over 50 clicks, and it was on a video that I did for Amazon. So the link to my Amazon shop was in there, so people could go from that video that I created and they could shop the dresses that I advertised on there. And so that is another way to just have passive income coming in, and I don't have to worry about it. Like I don't have to be present. I don't have to fulfill it. I'm not a part of that transaction. I just make sure that whatever they're looking for, they can get to it because I already had it set up. And then I was good to go. And so, like, thinking about it that way, it really did like free up my time to focus on other things. And that's the thing that sometimes is a little scary. It's like, well, if I'm not doing this, what do I do with my time? And so that's the part where I feel like for a lot of us, we're using social media to distract us because maybe we're afraid, because maybe the thing that we know that we should be doing is really challenging. Maybe we're worried about like whether or not we're qualified to do what it is that we're supposed to be doing. If you have these big dreams and these goals for your business, it can be scary sometimes. Sometimes, most times it's scary. It should be scary a little bit, like it should be big. But anyway, we have these things that are like, I would rather not. I would rather just like stay over here where I'm comfortable, where it feels good and it's easy over here because this is what I'm used to. And so it's gonna definitely be a push to get us out. Like, oh, that's what it is, y'all. Okay. All right. So y'all know how when you have this is like this saying that they have in church where they talk about people having like people and taking in so much like word or information, so many sermons, they learn so much and they take it all in that they're getting like obese on the word, right? Because they're taking it all in, but they're not sharing it or they're not implementing it. They're not acting on it. They're not sharing. They're not helping other people. They're not giving people what they've learned. That is the same concept that we have right now. So I believe that the reason why the detox needs to happen is because there are a lot of things that we already are capable of doing and implementing, but we are being distracted from starting it and doing it. So like we're heavy on information and we have an overload of all of these tips and tricks and strategies. Hey Danny, and all of these different like tools and all this stuff, right? All this information that we have, but very little of it have we implemented because we would rather stay where we're comfortable, where it's safe. And the reason why we need to detox and we need to like almost like shock ourselves is because it is going to force us to start to utilize the skills that we've been sleeping on, that the information that we've been sitting on and that we've just been getting full off of is going to allow us to like release it and use it and find out what works and actually see like how is this supposed to go. And so and it's gonna help us to look at the vision, the dreams that we have for our businesses and get an actual understanding of what it's going to look like played out. because we've taken action on the things that we have in mind. So it's gonna take us from the idea to the execution. But we need our system needs a shock. We need something different. It needs to be drastic, and it needs to happen in a way where it forces us. It forces us to do something different. Because if we don't, we're going to be finding ourselves trying to make it work, and we're not going to be moving at the pace that we need to. So that's what I believe is happening. It's like we have this information overload. We've had so much time to get this information from people. We've been in our houses. We've just been taking in stuff, taking all of this stuff in, and it needs to be released. It needs to go, so that it can help who it needs to help, so that we can see how it's supposed to flow and how to implement it, and so that we can start to take in new stuff, because there's new things that we need. We need to figure out what we need now at this point in our lives. What is it going to take for me to run a business? What is it going to take for me to have this new endeavor bring in income that's going to supplement my household? What is it going to look like to get this business to a place where I can leave my current job and pursue this full time? Like, what is this going to look like? Help me. This is going to help us see, like, okay, I can see how if I continue doing this, that is going to grow into something. So we need to be able to see it. So yeah, that's why we're doing it. I'm still getting the details on it. But what's going to end up happening for me, just so y'all know, I'm going to probably have to do, I'm going to have to start detoxing earlier, so that I can set it up for y'all to join me. So I don't know what that looks like just yet. I believe that if our detox together is going to be 7 days, so I believe that mine might be 10 days. So I'll be starting a few days ahead of you, so that it can be properly set up. We'll see. Or maybe it'll be 10 days total, but it'll be a different time. But I'll let y'all know if I won't be around. So that's what's gonna happen, and it's gonna be around the first week of April. Around the first week of April, I believe it's gonna be on to I remember thinking April 7th, though. That's Friday. I think it's gonna end up being either like the second or the third, somewhere around there, y'all. The second or the third of April. So prepare yourself. Prepare yourself now for that. We still have 2 weeks, so I'll be talking about it more. When you see me talking about it, that's what it's going to be about. And along with that, I'm going to be launching something for it's going to be another branding opportunity. And if you're already in the cohort, it's going to be really exciting for you, because I'm thinking that we need to do something a little different, so that I can make sure that you have the support that you need to keep on going. Oh, I think my mic is dying, y'all. All right. So I'm going to end it. Oh, we had 33 minutes. Be on the lookout for that. If you're in the branding cohort or in the trendsetter community, I'll be in there. If you have any questions about it or even suggestions, y'all let me know. And I hope y'all have an amazing weekend. Enjoy your family, enjoy yourself. Just have a good time, get some rest, and I will talk to y'all next week.